All right, and welcome to the Echo Spotlight interview.
I'm Dave Dale.
I'm Jacob Brown, and today with us we have Burlington product turning North Bay home, Cooper Lamb.
How's it going, guys?
Right on.
Cooper, thanks for coming.
Big baseball player.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Well, what got you started in baseball, a little bit of your career?
Early on, it was just like a lot of kids from Burlington probably. It was hockey in the winter and baseball in the summer. And at a certain point in time, it was time to choose between the two of them, and I chose baseball, I guess. That's the start. My granddad was a big influence. He was a baseball player. He played in the IBL like 100 years ago.
All right, Cooper, we'll dive into a little bit what you're doing now, but I want to kind of know how you got to North Bay. Why'd you come here? You came here for some forest firefighting, right?
Yeah, so it kind of stemmed from baseball. I took a regular firefighting program at Seneca, which I was there playing baseball and taking that program, and I just wanted to do an emergency services job, whichever one I could get right out of school, and that was forest fire. So that brought me to North Bay.
Awesome. In baseball, you also got to wear the Canadian flag on your jersey. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Did a quick 2 trips with Team Canada's under-18 team. Kind of stemmed from Tournament 12, which they do at the Rogers Centre, big scouting tournament. That was another cool opportunity. Got to play on the Jays field and, see what it's like to be a big leaguer for the day. And then, did a couple trips down in Florida with the junior national team. Yeah.
Oh, who did you play when you're...
So the trips mostly consisted of playing against, I want to say like rookie ball, high A minor league talent. So it was a lot of really tough hitting there. Like you'd have a lot of guys where these guys were drafted from velo and they're super unpolished. So you're looking at like high 90s with minimal control. So hitting down there was a challenge.
So kind of like your pitching style.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there you go. So I believe if you Google Cooper Lamb baseball, you'll find somewhere that you own a minor league home run against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think I knew he was throwing a fastball, and I just ambushed it.
That's awesome.
I was just hoping for a strike, and I got one, I think.
That's awesome. And you played for 3 teams in the IBL. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, so played for 3 teams now, eh? I did. It started in Burlington. They're the Welland Jackfish now. But coming back from school, I was looking from somewhere to play. I was coming back from the States, just looking to play some baseball in Canada. I didn't really want to pursue baseball in America anymore and wanted to keep Canada my home. And that was the IBL. And lucky enough, there was a team for me in my hometown. I think I played 2 seasons there for Burlington, or parts of 2 seasons probably. And they moved to Welland, and that's when I ended up moving to Toronto to go to Seneca there and played for the IBL Maple Leafs. Awesome. And since then, I think 2 years ago or last summer, I played a quick game for Barrie, but it's hoping to get some IBL games this year, but it's hard living in North Bay.
Can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with the then skipper of the Toronto Maple Leafs, a friend of ours?
Mr. Damon Topley?
Damon Topley.
Yeah,
tell us a little bit about Tops.
Tops is great. Tops is a great thing for baseball in North Bay. I think the best thing I've been able to do in North Bay is kind of help connect you and him, because you guys are definitely 2 powerful people here, and he kind of brings a lot of that baseball knowledge, and you with your organizational abilities, it's a match made in heaven. So yeah, he was coach for the Ontario Blue Jays, where I played my travel ball growing up. Gave me the opportunity to play for the Leafs, and yeah, I've only gotten closer since he's kind of come back to North Bay.
Where did you go to university for baseball? Like you were in the States somewhere?
I took a junior college offer in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I played down there for 1 season and wanted to come back to Canada. So I think I took maybe 1 winter off before going to Seneca. So yeah, just a junior college 1-year run down there. And I think I just wanted to focus more. I kind of was realizing baseball, going to the major leagues wasn't going to be the end goal for me. And I wanted to turn baseball more into a way that I could progress myself with an education that was actually going to lead into something career-wise. So I think that'll lead pretty well into talking about baseball here in North Bay, because I think that's really what the goal can be for some of these kids one day is eventually playing OCAA and OUA baseball, which is a great path because it just leads them into a good education that we provide here in Canada. And
Okay, on that, so let's talk about a little bit about North Bay baseball then. So you've been to very high elite levels at both the junior level and a little bit at the collegiate level. Can you talk a little bit? What would you say to somebody that's in North Bay right now, going through the winter programming that we're offering through the NBBA, going through playing either even 11U to 18U baseball right now in North Bay? What would you say to those people trying to get to the next level?
Well, I think I tell them all the time. I think it's one of the first things I said when we started working out at the Dome. Like, these kids, for the first time, kids in North Bay have equal opportunities, not only to kids in the city in like Toronto, but also kids in the States that are able to play 365 days a year. So with the introduction of the Dome and more baseball year round here, these kids have more opportunity than ever. And it's kind of just on us to help them, but it's on them to take advantage of it. And they can, I think you're going to find very quickly that the talent level here is going to shoot up. It's going to skyrocket.
What positions do you play?
I played third base when I was playing like travel ball, college ball, and for the junior national team. Coming back to Canada, I was able to slide into a shortstop role a little bit and get on the mound and pitch. So, yeah.
Talk a little bit about the talent in our men's league. What do you see in our men's league in contrast to what you saw down playing in the IBL? Obviously, it's I'm not comparing our men's league by any stretch of the imagination to the IBL, but there are some players in our league. Talk a little bit about the top end guys.
Yeah, there's some great talent in our league. I think it's awesome because you get that top end talent. There's not necessarily an IBL team for them to go to, so it makes it really fun for me. I didn't necessarily expect moving to North Bay that I was going to be able to come play competitive baseball, but that's exactly what it is, and that's where our league and the IBL is comparable. Just in that, the players care about the games. We're not, we have to go to work the next day, and it is a men's league, but, we're there to play some high-quality baseball. We're not just showing up.
Yeah, there's some serious guys there that have played some decent competitive ball, and they want to play it right, and they've been taught how to play it right. They came up from some good systems. Mm-hmm. So you're seeing the results of a lot of hard work.
Yeah. And it gives us a little bit more to play for, like when the Canadore team ends up playing in our fall league. That puts a fire under our butts and makes us want to give them a good game, right? Because those are players that are developing.
For sure. And we're hosting in June, we're hosting the North Bay Men's League's hosting the 4th annual cash tournament. You've been able to play in the past 2 tournaments. Talk a little bit about that and the competitiveness there as well.
Yeah, fun night or fun weekend. Another just super, we think our men's league is pretty competitive, but we definitely fired it up there. It's nice to be able to take an all-star team from our league and just bring the talent level up a little bit. Pretty much always have some decent arms on the mound. And yeah, what's our record in that tournament? Have we...
Well, I'd say win-loss, we're well above 500. We were able to secure the championship last year against the team from Montreal, who's out of the first 3 tournaments, they were in the final 2 times. So they're good. They're a good club.
Yeah, really fun being able to get teams from all over the place. Like when you hear teams coming from Montreal, they're not coming just to hang out. They want to play some good baseball.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some extracurricular activity that goes on, and the schedule is all said and done for the day. But absolutely, they're there to win for sure.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fun too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
What weekend is that?
That's the weekend of June 27 to 29.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
we have 10 teams coming this year. So we've secured Omichelle, the one field at Omichelle. The city's purchased a portable mound, so we'll be able to use that as an overflow field to accommodate the 10 teams. It'll be great.
So you do have a good understanding of baseball in the States, where it's they take it pretty serious.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's no joke. It's yeah. I think junior college was a little bit less what you'd think like that. The town I was in, we tend not to have many fans because I think the town really put more passion into the high school baseball there and high school football, which I found really cool. Like you'd go to a high school football game and it was like you wouldn't see that crowd at an OUA game here in Canada.
Where was this?
New Mexico.
Oh,
so
right.
it was the very east end of New Mexico is basically West Texas.
Okay.
So if you can imagine that environment.
Oh, a high school sports down there is killer. I went to grade 12 in Canton, Ohio. Right?
Okay.
So you'd think, naturally football, but the baseball was just as serious.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Baseball in the spring, football in the fall.
Yeah, and some really top-end athletes that I never heard of again. I thought, of course, in grade 12, these guys are the stars, right? And they're playing ball at a level that I never saw before. And then I never heard of them again. So,
I mean,
it's a tough.
There's a lot of talent out there. Like it really comes down to who's gonna work harder and who's never gonna give up, right? Like you're seeing all the time, guys now, not just necessarily taking the direct path to the MLB or the NHL or whatever, but guys will hang around and grind it out and make that their life until they're 25, and then they're given an opportunity. That's when you hear those names pop up again.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's might be a myth now, but they used to like Canadian arms because they weren't worn out as much as the American arms because the kids are
just playing hockey
pitching
all winter.
Yeah, right. So is that still true?
I think to a degree. I mean, there's baseball in Southern Ontario specifically has really taken on more of an American style as well, right? And there's a lot of 12 months a year baseball players now in Ontario and in Canada. I think the individuals that are running those high performance programs are very intelligent and smart with what they're focusing on and working on. It's not just throwing and trying to max out at 95 all year. They're working on strength conditioning and flexibility and things like that. So can you talk a little bit about what the off-season workouts look like?
Yeah, so just like you said, it's not necessarily like we're definitely not trying to burn out arms and stuff like that, but it's more about skill development and strength development. So I work a lot with the infielders. We try to do the same drills I was doing with my coaches growing up, which most of the drills I've been working with these kids on were taught to me by Sean Travers, the Ontario Blue Jays coach when I was there. Now he's with Mississauga North.
Mississauga North Tigers, yeah.
Yeah, so we're just developing glove work, footwork, arm strength. I think as we move forward, we'll try to do a little bit more arm strength development and long tossing in the winter, but meaningful reps, right? Not just going in and saying, I'm going to throw 100 baseballs as far as I can, but I'm going to throw maybe only 30 baseballs tonight after I'm warmed up, but make them meaningful reps. I think that's what we're realizing is going to be successful with arms because, like you said, if you're throwing 100% all year round, twice a week, like you're going to burn out arms pretty fast.
Yeah, and the numbers aren't as important as the form, right? So if you're fresh and you're practicing good form, it's better than trying to do good form when you're tired.
Yeah, exactly. Same with guys taking batting practice. We see some funny things in North Bay because we don't necessarily have. It's not always baseball coaches. It's that are helping these kids out, but it's just dads, parents, and I think that's part of what me and Jacob are working on the winters, just educating them on how they can be successful coaching a team. But the odd time you'll see kids taking 30 swing batting practice rounds, which I watched one kid took awesome BP for about 8 swings, and then it just fell off the table after that.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned the dads and the moms and volunteering. They're obviously integral to programs succeeding. Absolutely. But they have that skin in the game, right? And every team needs a volunteer coach. What I find impressive with you is you played at a really high level. A lot of guys that play at a high level, once they retire, they go into their profession, and then they don't pick up coaching again until they have a kid. So with you to retire effectively from playing at that high end level, to come back and then immediately want to give back to other people's children, to me is it deserves a round of applause, and I think you're fantastic for it. So can you talk a little bit about your inspiration to why you wanted to get into coaching? Who was kind of that guy for you?
Yeah, thanks for that. There was countless guys at with the Ontario Blue Jays. Like it was, that's just the culture that was developed there, and that's the culture that I want to develop here moving forward. Like guys would immediately come home from, you know, whatever they were doing. Like we put a lot of guys in college in the States. So, you know, that college career might have lasted 1 year like it did for me. It might have been full 4 years and they got their degree. It might have led to independent ball after, but there was really a common trend of guys finishing their careers as a player and just jumping right back in with the team. And I think that comes from, you know, they're super cool about when you were away in school and you came home on Christmas, they wanted you working out at their facility. They wanted you working out at their facility in the summer. And yeah, they want that talent back, and educating the younger generation on what they learned there. It was always just a no-brainer for me. Like it came down to once I had the time to do it, I wanted to do it. Yeah.
Just briefly, tell us what it's like about being a firefighter for the MNR.
Yeah, that was definitely a cool few years for me. It's definitely for any ex-athlete that's kind of wondering what the next step is with their life. It's I think I needed something coming out of baseball. Like as an athlete, you kind of need to give your all to it to be any kind of successful. So I kind of needed a career path that was going to be similar. And, you know, flying around in helicopters, cutting down trees with chainsaws and working with pretty cool equipment. Yeah, that was an awesome job. And like similar environment, right? Team environment. You spend the whole summer getting close with a crew, and that becomes your team, your family. You depend on them. If you're working, they're cooking for you. If you're out there working, they're coming back early and you're cooking for them. Like it's yeah, you got to depend on each other, kind of like on a baseball team.
A lot of this show's demographic leads to high school sports, a lot of coverage of that. So I think inherently you're going to see a lot of high school age kids watching not only the main show, but as well as these spotlight interviews. So I want you to touch a little bit on the importance. You see so many kids with great talent, but they get caught up in trying to be the coolest person on the team or the coolest person in the room and kind of forget about what really matters. How important is being a good person above and beyond the talent to get those opportunities to play at the next level?
Oh, it's imperative. Like there's kids are definitely into the style, which I don't think is a terrible thing, but you know, I was never that guy, so it's kind of hard for me to even get where they're coming from. To quote my old roommate Jack Richardson, he always said like he was a football player at McMaster University. He always said the best arm sleeve is a big set of arms. He said that was the best swag gear you could have. I'd say if you're worried about, you know, style comes second to hard work. Like when you work hard and you prepare and you know you're going to be a problem on the baseball field, you're going to have style. You're going to walk around with some swag. I think a lot of what we see now is kind of manufactured style, you know, with arm sleeves and every Evo shield you can think of.
The pencil bat.
The
Don't
pencil
forget the
bat.
pencil bat.
Yeah. I was, it's hard. It's a hard topic for me to even touch on because it was just never me. I think as far as my style goes is high socks. But you're going to look pretty cool if you're hitting home runs, and you're going to look pretty cool if you're throwing 90. So I'd say get in the gym, work on your swing, work on your skills, and all that style stuff. It'll come.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. It's definitely overrated. Everybody's in performative mode. I think it has something to do with these square little gods that everybody carries around. It's like a mirror, and you think you're supposed to project something instead of just be something, right? And I've always kind of, I'm not a big fashion guru. It's wasted money as far as I'm concerned.
Your son's in the MMA scene, right? So there's no time to worry about how your hair looks when you're getting punched in the face potentially, right? So you got to work hard. You got to be I like that quote, the best arm sleeves, the big set of arms. So that's really good.
Yeah. Prove yourself with yourself and be yourself, and you don't try to match. You know, if everybody's got full sleeve tattoos, then it's not really cool anymore. It's just like, you know, I'm looking. Anyways, I don't want to judge because people put stuff on them. I know what I told Dylan. I said, if you start getting tattoos, I'm going to congratulate you because that means you have enough money. I don't have to ever give you another cent. So he started getting some tattoos. I said, great. I said, you're on your own.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a joke between us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
So good stuff. What's your prediction this year for the Men's Baseball League? How's your team going to do? And
Well, we haven't even had a on-field practice yet. I think we get on the field tomorrow morning.
Saturday,
Saturday. I think we had a very successful regular season last year. We went, what did we have, 1 or 2 losses?
12-5 last year.
12-5. I think we just got to carry it into playoffs this year and take care of business. We've I think since I've been here, we've won the fall league once, and that's about it. So we're looking for a championship in the summer league. That's my prediction. Is we're going to take it home this year.
And main competitors, who's the teams to beat?
Asante.
Yeah. Oh, as always.
Asante, as always. Yep. And it'll probably, like always, it'll come down to pitching in the playoffs. Who's available? Who's still feeling healthy? Yeah.
That's the interesting piece about our league, Dave. Is Lavrock won. Not to take anything away, they're an amazing defensive team. They make every single play they have to make. But when Tyrus Kukulik is there for them, they're the favorite every single night. And it's when he's pitching against Cooper from our team, it's a who can get the one run across the plate.
Right.
So it really is. It's a true testament to our league, the importance of, you know, baseball is definitely a team sport. But if you have that right individual on the mound, striking guys out, getting weak ground balls, it's a huge help. So it's tough to really predict now who's going to win the league. I definitely think we have a really good 1 through 9 in our batting order kind of deal. But Asante is kind of the same thing. And it'll just be interesting to see who shows up when it matters.
Yeah, shows up. You know, means a little bit of a different thing in men's league. It could end up being, you know, people are working for that championship game. That's kind of what's happened to me our last couple of years. I get to the playoffs and then forest fires start ripping and I'm off.
You need to start seeing if your supervisors are related to the competitors. That's what you need to start to.
Yeah. Thankfully, I've worked in a career
You see some Asante
so.
guys out in the bush with lighters.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, there you go.
One quick question before we finish, because we're wrapping it up. You're a long ball hitter as well. There was a homer over the center field fence last night, and it was still going when we last looked. So it's 290 to the fence. That fence looks like it's about 50 feet high. How far do you think that gentleman hit the ball?
Did he hit the train?
Have you hit it over center?
He's headed over center. He's his first game with us.
Right.
His first game with us, he cleared the railroad track. He hit the top of a train, so he can put it out there. Last night the ball, I wouldn't say it just scraped the fence. It went
Who's
pretty
that?
good. Pat Maley, he plays for the Sorcerer Sports new team there. So third at bat of the game, gone.
Right on.
Yeah, but it's a shot. It's got to be, what do you think, projected distance? 340, 350 minimum?
Fence is 290?
Yeah.
Yeah. If that's 50 feet high, yeah, probably 340.
It's a shot. It's a good hit for him.
Got to be a little further if you want to get it out to center field on a big boy diamond, though. That's 400.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a long out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
nice
happy to
get to
do
know
it,
you.
guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cooper.
Right
Appreciate
on.
it.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Well, that's your Echo Spotlight interview.
I'm Jacob Brown.
And I'm Dave Dale. Thanks, and please like, share, comment. That helps our algorithm.